time does the meeting start?
Well, court opens at 9 a.m. in small claims court. It's a public court, right?
It doesn't open at 9 a.m., but small claims is a public court, but it does not open at 9.
Well, there's other matters before mine that are being heard at this moment, aren't there?
No, they're not.
So everything starts at 11?
It's scheduled to open at 11.
Okay.
So you'll be let in at that time.
All right. And what's the phone number to call?
That I don't have. I was just told the small claims court doesn't open till 11. And
well, I can't participate. I can't participate by the computer, and I need to participate by phone.
Okay.
So I need the phone number. The phone number that was given to me in this page here, 1-855-703-8985 with the meeting ID code, says that it's not valid.
Okay, that should be, which meeting ID code did you have?
665-0992-3382.
Okay, just one sec.
Hi.
Okay, so for my telephone, the dial number is 1-855-703-8985.
8985.
Yep, the meeting ID is
665
0922
0922.
3382.
Yep.
And then you press the pound button until it lets you in.
That's what I did.
Okay.
And
just started, so there's
okay.
no one to answer it at this point.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the court docket, all right, the daily court list, and there's matters that are being heard at 9:30 a.m. this morning at the small claims court. Sean Burdette was at 9:30 a.m. I'm a paralegal. I'm a member of the public. I'm being blocked from entering this Zoom call. I'm also recording this call where you told me that everything starts at 11, which is a lie. Now, I demand to be let into this court and stop discriminating me.
Bye.
665-0922-3382. Seven 8985. Six 665-0922-3382. Pound.
You entered 665-0922-233822. This meeting ID does not exist. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound. You have not entered any numbers. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Goodbye.
I'm going to try calling that number again. I swear to God, these court clerks are really getting paid a lot of money to obstruct justice for Weaver Simmons or Justice Ellis or somebody. If I'm not let into this Zoom,
Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
665-0922-3382.
You entered 665-0922-233822. This meeting ID does not exist. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound. You have not entered any numbers. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
I'm going to call the North Bay Police and seek criminal charges against these court clerks.
North Bay Police.
Hi there. I'd like to make a report.
About what?
I'd like to press some obstruction of justice charges.
Okay, what's the story?
I'm a paralegal, a licensed paralegal. I'm also a litigant. That's part of the proceedings that's before the court today. Now, court opens up at 9 a.m. I'm trying to join the court Zoom meeting because I've got my matters at 11. And it won't let me in the Zoom. So then I tried calling the Zoom. And it says that the Zoom number that they provided to me is incorrect. So I called the court and I told her what the dilemma is. And she told me, well, your matter is only at 11. And I said, well, court starts at 9. And she says, no, it doesn't. She says, they're only going to let you in at 11. And I said, well, it's a public court and the court is open before 11. And she argued with me that it wasn't and that they weren't letting me in until 11 because the court only opens at 11. So I'm a paralegal. I go on the daily court list and I have it right in front of me right now. And matters were starting at 9:30 a.m. this morning with Sean Bradette. And then at 10:30 a.m., it's Ontario Limited Inc. and Better Choice for Homes. Now, yesterday, I called the North Bay Police in respect to laying insurance fraud charges against the parties that I'm in the court against at 11. Now, they're trying to obstruct justice and prevent me from entering today because they're trying to have my motion struck.
You're saying that the courthouse is doing that?
Yes, they're being bribed by Weaver Simmons. Now,
By who?
Weaver Simmons, James Simmons from Weaver Simmons in North Bay.
What is Weaver Simmons?
It's a law firm.
In North Bay?
Yeah, that I sued for committing insurance fraud.
Okay.
And so the court clerks, they've been obstructing justice in this matter for over 2 weeks now. And now they're like, I'm a paralegal. I could join any court and listen in every day. I used to do that for professional training, you know. And so they're lying right to my face, telling me that I can't enter the court before 11 because my matter's only at 11. But any member of the court could walk into the court right now and go sit down and listen to any public court hearing. It's a small claims court. It's not like it's a criminal court or something under a publication ban. So now, I don't know why they're obstructing justice like this, but I have a feeling that at 11 a.m., when it's my turn to go in, they're not letting me in now. So it's almost like they're trying to make it look like I'm not showing up for court or something, and they're going to have this whole claim dismissed against me because they're trying to hide that they committed insurance fraud, which is what I called the North Bay Police about to report yesterday, because there was attempts on my life last December, and now it's just all starting to make sense that it's related to this here. Now, the court clerks,
How were attempts made on your life last year?
on December 22nd, a man showed up here and said that the police had sent them to kill me and kidnap my daughter because I was fucking crazy. And then he tried to break in. He had a key. And then he sat in his truck for 40 minutes waiting for the police to come. Yeah.
Okay.
But listen, though, the father of the daughter of my child, his father-in-law is Dan Dawson, who used to be the chief of police there. And he's got 3 cousins at the Temiskaming detachment of the OPP.
Yeah,
No.
there's no police chief with the OPP.
Or commanders, I guess. You know,
No,
superintendent, yeah, whatever the title is. He used to be that, Dan Dawson, and then his cousin, Joel Bro, ended up taking over for that. But anyways, the point of the matter is right now, I'm being obstructed from entering the court in North Bay. If I was residing in North Bay right now, I'd be walking in that court. I'm in Cobalt right now, and they're preventing me from entering this court proceedings that's going on, which is a public court proceedings. My matter's at 11. They should have let me in by now. They're not letting me in, and I'm pretty upset. Like, there's no reason for this.
What's your name?
It's Chantal Gelina.
CHANTAL?
Yeah,
What's your date of birth?
April 27th, 1976. and
Address?
it's 19 Watson Place in Cobalt
19 Watson
Place.
Place.
Yeah.
And a phone number for you.
705 492 22 705 492 2242.
Okay, I'll have an officer give you a call back, okay?
Now, can you just call the court and find out why they're not letting me
I'll have an
in?
officer getting in. I'll have an officer get involved with that, okay?
Oh, okay, you're not an officer.
We'll give you a call.
Okay.
No, dispatcher.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now I'm going to call the Zoom. It's 10:48 a.m.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
Appuyez sur le 0 pour choisir
So the
forfait.
meeting ID 665 0922 3382.
You entered 6650992233882. This meeting ID does not exist. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound. You have not entered any numbers. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Goodbye.
It's now 10:49 a.m. I'm emailing the court. So it's 10:53. They're still not letting me into the court. Now, the court clerk I spoke to earlier said that I'm only going to be let in at 11 because my matter's at 11. This is a public court. Now, here's the docket, okay, for October 27th. These matters are all being heard. Court opened up at 9 a.m. Now, I can't even get into the Zoom. I try to get in, it says this, okay? Then I try to call to get into the Zoom. All right. Now, when I call the number for the Zoom, they're not letting me in. So this is the number that they gave me for the Zoom. So let me call it. 1-855-703-8985. I'm going to call it. Welcome to Zoom.
Your meeting ID.
Meeting ID
Pound.
Appuyez sur le 0 pour choisir français.
665 0922 3382.
You entered 665-550-92222233382. This meeting ID
No.
does not exist.
Hold on.
Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
665 0922 3382. Pound.
You entered. Goodbye.
Now it just hangs up on me. So I'm going to call back. 1-855-703-8985. They're still not letting me into the Zoom here.
Well, to Zoom, enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
Appuyez sur le 0
Meeting
pour
ID.
choisir français.
665 0922 3382. Pound.
You entered 665-0922233382. This meeting ID does not exist. Please re-enter your meeting ID.
Oh my goodness. 665 0922 3382.
You entered 665-09222388. Goodbye.
It's not entering. It doesn't exist. And they still won't let me into the Zoom. They're obstructing justice by purpose here. Now I'm going to call the courthouse. At 705-472-1234. I'm going to refresh this page. Oh, sorry. I thought I was calling the court. I called you earlier. I'm calling the court. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Okay. Bye-bye. So I'm calling the court at 495-8309. I just accidentally called the North Bay Police again because I called them earlier regarding this.
Welcome to
now I'm going to call the Zoom. It's 10:48 a.m.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
Appuyez sur le 0. Pour choisir
So the
français,
meeting ID 66509223382.
You entered 6650992233882. This meeting ID does not exist. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound. You have not entered any numbers. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Goodbye.
It's now 10:49 a.m. I'm emailing the court. So here we are. It's 10:53 a.m. I'm still not being let into the small claims court. Okay? Now, she lied to me and said that the court only started at 11. That's false. Okay? Because all of these prove that the court started at 9 a.m. Now, the fact that I'm not being let in shows that Weaver Simmons has bribed the court clerks or the judge. So it's 10:53. They're still not letting me into the court. Now, the court clerk I spoke to earlier said that I'm only going to be let in at 11 because my matter's at 11. This is a public court. Now, here's the docket, okay, for October 27th. These matters are all being heard. Court opened up at 9 a.m. Now, I can't even get into the Zoom. I try to get in, it says this, okay? Then I try to call to get into the Zoom, all right? Now, when I call the number for the Zoom, they're not letting me in. So this is the number that they gave me for the Zoom. So let me call it. 1-855-703-8985. I'm going to call it. Welcome to Zoom.
Enter your meeting ID.
Meeting ID.
Pound.
Appuyez sur le 0. Pour choisir français.
665-0922-3382.
You entered 665-550-92222233382. This meeting ID
No.
does not exist.
Hold on.
Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
665-0922-3382. Pound.
You entered. Goodbye.
Now it just hangs up on me. So I'm going to call back. 1-855-703-8985. They're still not letting me into the Zoom here.
Well, to Zoom, enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
Appuyez sur le 0.
Meeting
Pour
ID.
choisir français.
665-0922-3382. Pound.
You entered 665-922-2332. This meeting ID does not exist. Please re-enter your meeting ID.
Oh, my goodness. 665-0922-3382.
You entered 665-922-2388. Goodbye.
It's not entering. It doesn't exist. And they still won't let me into the Zoom. They're obstructing justice by purpose here. Now I'm going to call the courthouse. At 705-472-1234. I'm going to refresh this page. Oh, sorry, I thought I was calling the court. I called you earlier. I'm calling the court, sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, bye-bye. So I'm calling the court at 495-8309. I just accidentally called the North Bay Police again because I called them earlier regarding this.
Welcome to the North Bay Courthouse. Our hours of operation are 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. The counter hours for filings inquiries is only open from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Please note that access to the building closes at 4 p.m. If you know the extension of the person you wish to reach, you may dial it now. Bienvenue au palais de justice de North Bay. La cour est ouverte du lundi au vendredi de 8h30 à 16h. Les heures de comptoir pour le dépôt et demande sont de 9h à 11h et de 14h à 16h. Notez bien que l'accès à l'édifice ferme à 16 heures. Si vous connaissez le numéro du poste de la personne que vous souhaitez joindre, composez-le maintenant.
For the Ontario Court of Justice Criminal Division, press 1. Pour la division criminelle de la Cour de justice de l'Ontario, faites le 1. For the Superior Court of Justice Criminal Division, press 2. Pour la division criminelle de la Cour de justice supérieure, faites le 2. For civil, family, sheriff, and jury information, press 3. For the Ontario Court of Justice Family, press 1. Pour la division famille de la Cour de justice de l'Ontario, faites le 1. For the Superior Court of Justice Family, press 2. Pour la division famille de la Cour de justice supérieure, faites le 2. For small claims court matters, press 3. Pour la Cour de...
Please hold while I try that extension.
So now I'm going to try calling the small claims court here because they're not letting me into the Zoom, and it's 11 a.m.
You've reached the North Bay Courthouse Small Claims Desk at extension 248. If you have a question regarding civil court filings, please enter extension 233. Please keep in mind any assistance provided over the phone is intended for information purposes only and is not legal advice. Court staff cannot assist with paperwork or provide legal advice regarding your claim. To obtain court forms, guides, or information regarding small claims court procedures, please visit the North Bay Courthouse in person or visit www.ontariocourtforms.on.ca or www.ontario.ca/smallclaims. For further inquiries, please leave your name, telephone number, and court file number as part of your brief message, and we will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Begin recording at the tone. Finish by pressing the pound sign or hanging up.
Good morning. It's 11 a.m. This is Chantal Gelina. I'm trying to get into the Zoom hearing, and I'm being blocked from doing that. My hearing's at 11 a.m. Now, I'm not sure why you guys are treating me like this, but obviously you guys are trying to obstruct justice. I am in the Zoom right now, and I can't join. I'm just taking a picture, a screenshot, to show that I'm actually in here. It's against the law to take a picture of the court proceedings, but it's not against the law to take a picture of you guys not letting me in, which I've done. Now, this is ridiculous. I expect to have a call back right now at 11 a.m. My court hearing is in process right now. Call me back, 705-492-2242. Now I'm going to call Weaver Simmons.
Weaver Simmons?
Good day. May I speak with James Simmons or Richard Nolan? I am currently due to be in the court right now for a Zoom hearing with them. And for some reason or another, the Zoom meeting hearing just is not letting me in. And I'm trying to call into the Zoom, and it says the Zoom meeting ID does not exist. And the court's not answering their phone. So I need to be participating with this hearing right now through your firm.
And who am I speaking with? Sorry.
It's Chantal Gelina, and I was looking to try to settle this matter before the hearing today, but I'm not being let into the Zoom.
No, I just want to get your name. Sorry, Chantal. What was the last name again you said?
Gelina.
And how do you spell your last name?
G-E-L-I-N-A-S. Richard Nolan right now is in a meeting, or in a Zoom meeting, and I want to participate in it.
Sure. Okay, just a second.
hold of Richard. I'm going to put you through to him. Just a second.
Thank you.
Hi, Richard Nolan speaking. Bonjour.
Good day. I'm not sure what's going on here in the court today, but I'm trying to join the Zoom, and I'm being blocked from doing so. I'm trying to join by computer and by telephone to no avail. I'm not sure if you're able to get in.
So I'm stuck at, there's a screen that says North Bay Small Claims Court Zoom meeting, and it says host has joined. We've let them know you're here. Do you have that screen?
Yeah, that's what I've got as well, and I called earlier, and the court clerks lied right to my face. I asked to be let in. I'm a paralegal, and sometimes I go in and I listen into these court hearings just, to pass the time. And I'm trying to join, and the court clerk lied to me, and she says that I would only be let in at 11 because my court matter only began at 11. And then I said, well, it's an open court. It's a public court, and there's other matters on the docket, like... She says, no, it's 11 a.m. it starts this morning. So I go on the daily court list, and I see there's a whole bunch of other matters going on this morning. They're not like one's at 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., Dean Andrew. So like I figure, well, this court started at 9 a.m. with Sean Hamilton, a garnishment hearing. So why are we not being led into a public court hearing is obstruction of justice, in my opinion. And now I'm panicking because I was trying to settle this whole matter with you guys for 2 weeks now, but the court clerks are obstructing justice and preventing me from noting the other defendants in default. They kept claiming for 2 weeks that the other defendants all the defendants had filed defenses, preventing me from noting the other defendants in default and offering to settle with you guys. And they wouldn't allow me to go online to go do it. They had blocked me from doing it on the portal. I sent the email requesting it by email 2 weeks ago. They've ignored all my emails. They've ignored all my emails for 2 weeks now. And now they're not letting me into the court. So I'm not quite sure what the heck is going on here. But I've already put in my complaints, and I, in fact, sued the court clerks this week for their conduct in this matter. Obstructing justice, basically, is what it is. And like Tammy Richer, which is one of the defendants in this action, her mother works at the court. And her mother, while working at the court, has committed serious crimes against me and my daughter. And now this is just like an extension of this. And this is why I sued everybody. Because there's frauds being committed all the time here in this court. Okay? So I'm not sure why you're not able to join, why I'm not able to join. Is that proper to you?
I'm still stuck too. I just have that screen, so I don't know. Maybe they're speaking to another matter. I'm not sure why.
Well, it's a public court, so the fact that we're not being let in speaks volumes. And to me, I'm panicking because, I'm supposed to be with my father now, who's supposed to be counting on me to bring him to cancer treatment. Instead, I got to deal with this. And this is not something I want to deal with this morning.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's going on with these court clerks, but all I know is that I've called the police yesterday to file complaints of obstruction of justice for what they're doing. And when they wouldn't let me in this morning, and they lied right to my face and told me that the court in small claims only started at 11 today, when I had the daily court list right in front of my face, was just like, I felt like they were purposely trying to block me from participating today to have this matter struck or something without my consent or knowledge or my participation. And if that's what occurs today, if I find out that that's what happened today and I wasn't let into the court for that purpose of that occurring, there's going to be obstruction of justice charges against everybody that's opposing me and the court clerks. Because, think about it, okay? My daughter is not an infant child living full-time in her father's care. Weaver Simmons knew that, the father knew that, the court knew that. You knew that when you drafted the order. Everybody knew it when they reviewed the draft order, and they knew it when they filed the order. Now, the fact that I have to sue you guys and you guys are arguing against me proves to me, and the fact that the court clerks are acting like this proves to me beyond a reasonable doubt, and will prove to the police beyond a reasonable doubt, that this order of this infant child living full-time in her father's care while she was a teenager living part-time in my care was a fraud that was intended to cause me more damages, and that you guys have no intentions on changing this because Mr. Johnson's trying to use this court order to avoid paying child support, which is another fraud. And this guy has committed frauds against me and my daughter for 18 years now. The offer to settle was going to include me trying to settle this matter and noting them in default. The court clerk's preventing me from noting the other defendants in default and settling with the lawyers here speaks volumes. And the fact that the opposing parties have like tons of family members that work within the court system and within policing makes me wonder how far this fraud really went. And so that's my concern today, and I didn't even have to disclose all this to you. But I'm pretty fed up with these frauds that are happening against my family by people in positions of trust. And like I said, I should be with my father right now, dealing with him almost dying on me there. And he's in Sudbury right now, going to see basically how much life he has left. And dealing with people like this on a day like today is not good for my mental health. And that's why I didn't want it. I wanted to adjourn this matter because the court clerks were not letting me. It's been over 10 days I've been trying to note them in default and requesting for them to provide me with affidavits of service that show that they served me. I didn't even know you guys had served me by email because that's not a proper way of serving a defense. Okay? An originating process has to be served by personal service or alternating service. That's the rules. The only people who can be served by email are businesses or government agencies. That's in the rules. Okay?
If you look at Rule 814 of the Rule of Small Claims Court, it specifically identifies the basis for serving the defense via email.
Well, it says that you have to provide proof of service, okay, as per Rule 8.09. And if you look at the rule carefully, and any divisional court would agree with me, that personal service and alternating service to an individual does not include email. It is not an option. Otherwise, everybody would just be emailing all kinds of defendants at random emails without proof of service. Now, the only time that that's acceptable is if I've already arranged with you guys to serve me by email, or that I serve you with an acknowledgement or a read receipt. Therefore, you guys not providing proof of your defense being filed, which almost got deleted in my junk mail, because I was not expecting them. And so, that's not the way to properly serve me. I never gave you my email. And so, who's giving you my email to serve me at random email? That's not an email that I use for any type of social media. I don't do social media. And I only use that email for contacts. Anybody that's not a contact in my email goes to junk mail, and that's for my cyber protection. And so, you know what I mean? Yeah, and if you look at the rule carefully, it specifically states that, yes, you can email defenses, but those are to like the Office of the Children's Lawyer or to the Crown or to those types of defendants. But to individual defendants, normally, you don't have their emails. So how are you going to prove that it came to their attention unless you provide acknowledgement in an affidavit of service? So filing an affidavit of service by saying you emailed me at 2 p.m. does not confirm that I received it. And so failure to acknowledge receipt, okay, through an actual proof of service, that's by law supposed to be attached to your affidavit of service. Any court clerk accepting your affidavits of service of your defenses and your motions.
We're connecting right now. I got to cut you off. I'm sorry. We're
okay.
Connecting right now. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. The Courts of Justice Act, virtual recording warning. You are not permitted to make any recording of the proceedings or take photos or screen captures of the proceedings. Is an offense under Section 136 of the Courts of Justice Act, and it may constitute contempt of court for anyone to copy, record, screenshot, photograph, publish, or broadcast a court hearing or any portion of it, or otherwise disseminate such a record, including on social media and or other internet sites without express permission, including on social media and or other internet sites without express permission.
So I'm going to call the North Bay, the New Liskeard OPP at 648. And I'll show you the history here because I tried to call yesterday and it just hangs up on me. It doesn't even dial. So I'm pretty sure they got my number blocked. So we're going to do a test today. And it doesn't dial. You see that? So let's try again. It just says calling, calling, and then it hangs up. Watch this. Let's try again. Now this is the new Liscard OPP number. It just ends. So now I'm going to go and call on my text now number and record that. So I'm trying to join the Zoom today, the Zoom court, okay? And I'm going to record this, and I'm sending this right to the Judicial Council and to the police as soon as I'm done here. The number for the Zoom court is 1-855-703-8985. When I call from this phone number, look what it says. It's Doyle's Funeral Home. This is the court Zoom. The number dialed is blocked. Now, when I try to call the court, this is the number for the court.
Good day. I was just wondering if you could transfer me to the Temiskaming detachment to Ryan Dugan.
Go ahead.
To Commander Ryan Dugan if he's in.
Spell the last name.
Dougan. Might be spelled Duggan or Dugan.
Yeah, that officer's not working right now.
Is there anybody? He's the commander. Is anybody acting in his place?
Like you're looking to talk to this sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have something to report?
Well, I'm being denied the right to report it by officers who are in a conflict of interest who keep, every time I call the dispatch center and I request to lay charges against a certain individual, all his friends come and answer the call. And most of these officers have complaints at the OIRPD against them, and I'm finding this conduct very discriminatory, and then they blame the dispatchers. They say it's the dispatchers that dispatch them. And it's not right, because I listen to the scanner and I always hear them say, I'll take that one on the board. You know, so they're volunteering to obstruct justice.
What is your name?
Chantal Gelina.
Chantal what?
Chantal Gelina.
How do you spell your last name?
G-E-L-I-N-A-S.
Sorry, G-E-L-I-N-A-S?
N-A-S? Yeah.
And what's your date of birth?
April 27th, 1976. So I called there.
Phone number for you.
Yeah, 705-498-3969. So
okay, I'll call the detachment and see if I can get a hold of a sergeant. Just one moment.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Chantal.
Hi.
So I just reached the detachment. There's not actually a sergeant working right now, but another officer said if you called after 6, there will be a sergeant in then.
Okay, and so they will be able to advise me when Ryan is back in then.
I don't think they'll give out schedules of people. They don't normally do that. All I know is that there's no sergeant right now, but after 6 there will be.
I know, so it kind of makes it hard on you and me because if, let's say, I want to get a hold of Ryan, basically I got to call every day during every shift to find out if he's working.
Right, but for safety reasons, we don't give officers schedules out.
Yeah, I know, but, like, there's no way of leaving a message with the detachment for him to call me back?
Well, he's not working, so
yeah,
I have no way of contacting him. I don't have access
so
to
I'm unfortunately you're probably let the dispatchers know I'll be calling every day on every shift to find out if he's working because that's the only way it seems like I could get a hold of somebody for the same reasons you told me, which I agree for safety reasons, but it makes it hard on members of the public to find out when they can get a hold of the officer they actually need to get a hold of.
Yeah, you can always email them as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's getting my emails. I think they're bouncing back, so we're going to have to discuss that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else to tell you.
Yeah, well, I've contacted the Police Services Board to address this issue because it makes it hard on me always harassing you guys, like, to get the officer, and then they tend to send, like, officers that are in conflict to try to answer the call on behalf of the other one, and then nothing ever gets resolved, so... Okay, thank you so much. I'll call back at 6 and speak to the sergeant.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We're going to call the Sudbury Police again.
Reach the Greater Sudbury Police. Bonjour. If you have an emergency, hang up and call 911. Si vous avez une urgence, accrochez l'appareil et signalez le 911. For options in English, press 8. Pour des options en français, composez le 9. Switchboard, can I help you?
Hi there. I had called last week to speak. Well, it was on the weekend, so basically to report some crimes, and I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication. I was waiting for a call back, but maybe it was me that was supposed to call back.
Oh, you're still waiting for a call back?
Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if somebody was supposed to call me back or if I was supposed to call them.
It was reported Saturday?
Yeah, and they told me that something along the lines that a certain officer would be able to help me, but he works like a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday kind of thing, so that he'd call back. So I was waiting, and I haven't heard back. It's been a week, so I think...
Since you reported it, have you been in contact with this officer?
Well, it hasn't really been reported. I attempted to report it, and that officer I was speaking to told me that another officer would be better to speak to during the weekday. But I don't have all the details. I thought he was gonna call me, like this other officer was gonna call me back on between Monday and Friday kind of thing, because he worked during the week. But maybe I misunderstood. You know, maybe it was me that was supposed to call back.
So when you did report it initially, or you attempted to report it, they said someone would be in touch with you, and nobody has been in touch with you. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I understand. But maybe I misunderstood the officer I was speaking to. But anyways, it hasn't been yet reported.
Was it an information officer by any chance, or?
It could have been even a dispatcher I was speaking to. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking, because generally when someone calls to report something, it goes to dispatch.
Yeah.
And from dispatch, they assign the officers, right?
So I think that's what happened. Sure. Yeah, maybe they told me to call back during the week, and maybe I thought he said somebody would call me back during the week. So I don't know. So I'm calling.
Were you
anyway.
provided with an incident number?
No. I didn't get a chance to report everything.
Okay, so I'm going to transfer back to communications and just maybe clarify that the report has been taken and maybe proceed for. They may very well send you the information if they're saying someone it's just there's someone with the information that's 24 hours a day, right? So for them to say Monday to Friday. So unless it's someone out in the Zelda, I'm going to transfer you back to communications. Just make sure that they've taken down that report for you, though. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hi there. I had called last week, but I guess there might have been a miscommunication. I thought I was speaking with an officer, and from the lady I just spoke to, she said maybe I was speaking to a dispatcher, and the call didn't get dispatched because it was a miscommunication kind of thing. So.
Are you waiting to speak to police?
Well, I thought somebody, see, that's where the miscommunication comes in, is the gentleman I was speaking to, which I'm not sure if it was a dispatcher or an officer.
Yeah, that's fine. What's your address?
19 Watson Place.
19 Watson in Garson?
And no, in Cobalt.
Oh, Cobalt. Oh, what's the address here in Sudbury that you provided?
It was to be for Weaver Simmons. I don't know their address. Let me just check here.
When did you call? No?
Last week. Weaver.
Do you know the exact day and time around?
Let me just check my recent calls here. Let me search it. 705, 6. Sudbury Police, July 5th.
The 5th? Do you know what time you called?
It was at 5:58 p.m. And I guess the miscommunication was the gentleman I was speaking to, which I'm not sure if it was a dispatcher or an officer, said that I would be.
The phone, so.
Yeah, so maybe it was a dispatcher. He said it'd probably be best for me to call during a weekday.
What's your name?
Chantal Gelina.
And what is it that you wanted to report?
I was going to report some crimes by Weaver Simmons law firm.
That's okay. And what did the dispatcher say on the phone to you, that they would dispatch it out, broadcast it out to the officers, or?
No. See, I'm a little bit deaf, so I think there is a miscommunication. I thought he said that an officer that would be better suited to deal with this works during the week, like Monday to Friday kind of thing, a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, and not on weekends, and that I would be best to talk to him. And then
no, the officers don't answer the phone, so I don't understand what was.
Okay, so it was a dispatcher then. I must have said.
Yeah, we're the only ones that answer the phone, the dispatchers. I mean, there's switchboard, like customer service, but dispatchers make calls for the police. So I don't see anywhere on.
Okay, well, I might as well start from scratch because there was obviously a miscommunication, and I've been waiting since the 5th.
Yeah. That's understandable. So you just want to report that there's crime? Because you can report this on our website. Were you directed to our website, gsps.ca?
No, I wasn't. No.
Okay, yeah. So you should be reporting this on our website, gsps.ca. There's an online crime reporting section, and then it'll take you through the steps there, and then you're asked to enter your email, and everything's communicated that way.
Really? They have that set up at the Sudbury Police? Huh.
US start, yeah. Okay.
I thought that was just for report, I know OPP has that, but that's for minor crime and stuff like that.
No, you can report multiple things on gsps.ca. The online crime reporting is what you click on.
And can you submit evidence there?
Yep, it'll ask you can attach things if you need to and go that route.
And does it create an occurrence report?
Yes, it does.
Oh, well then. That's perfect. Okay, so I'll go do that then.
Okay, sounds
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. emergency, hang up and call 911. Si vous avez une urgence, accrochez l'appareil et signalez le 911. For options in English, press 8. Pour des options en français, composez le 9. Switchboard, how can I help you?
Hi there. I'd like to make a report.
Sure, I'll transfer your call to communications. One moment, please. Greater Sudbury Police.
Hi there. I'd like to make a report.
Okay, in regards to what?
I'd like to report bribery.
Okay, are you being bribed or?
No, there's other individuals bribing public officers.
Okay, so tell me what's happening.
There's Weaver Simmons, the law firm Weaver Simmons, is bribing judicial officers and public officers, and I have evidence of that, and I'd like to report this crime.
So they're bribing public officers?
Yes.
What are they doing?
They're offering, I guess, money or other consideration in exchange for crimes.
In exchange for what, sorry?
In exchange for them committing crimes and obstructing justice.
Okay, do you work for Weaver Simmons, or?
No, so basically what they're doing is they're, like, let's say, paying off court clerks to remove a court matter from the small claims court registry, which is illegal. All matters that are filed in the small claims court are registered and recorded by the registrar of the small claims court, and
okay.
there is a running registry.
That's fine. What's your name, ma'am?
Chantal Gelina.
Chantal Gelina, and what's your date of birth?
April 27th, 1976.
Do you live in Sudbury?
No, I do not. I'm a paralegal. I live in Cobalt.
Cobalt. Okay, so how did you find this out?
Because there are quite a few victims of crimes involving this law firm, involving 3 different, like Timmins, Sudbury, and North Bay. This law firm has been bribing court clerks to commit crimes, and I have evidence of that, such as, like the small claims court registry, they've paid off this court clerk to remove a certain court filings that was filed in the court. It was a public proceedings that had a court file that was paid for.
You're in OPP's area. I might just have them come check on your well-being. So you can
Pardon me?
Them just because I might just come to get them to check on your well-being, and you can explain to them.
No. You're not coming to check on my well-being. What are you talking about? I'm reporting a crime against Weaver Simmons.
Okay, but you can report that. You have to report it with OPP first, and then when they have issues, they contact
No.
us.
Weaver Simmons is in Sudbury. The court is in Sudbury.
Okay, are you at 19 Watson?
The court is in Sudbury, and if you send out, what's your name?
Address.
What's your name?
My name is Katie.
Katie who?
I don't give out my last name.
Are you a dispatcher?
Yes, because the
You have no authority to send any officers here. I'm reporting a crime in Sudbury.
Okay, then I will get an officer to call you on the phone. But are you at 19 Cobalt?
I'm at 19 Cobalt, yes.
Okay, and what's the...
Fucking dumb bitches.
Please, phone. If you have an emergency, hang up and call 911. Switchboard, how can I help you?
I'd like to speak to the sergeant of the Sudbury Police immediately.
Sergeant. Okay, are you looking to report something?
Yes, I'm looking to report the communications clerks obstructing justice.
Okay, I'm just going to put you on a brief hold. A moment, please. Hi there. You know what I'm going to do is I can transfer you to the supervisor of communications. Would that be helpful?
I'd like to speak to an officer to report obstruction of justice by the 911 communications operators.
Okay, so generally in terms of like, we have a few options when you're looking to report someone. We have professional standards, or I can transfer.
No, these are not officers. These are not officers, so you don't go to professional standards and you don't go to IRPD. I'm looking to press obstruction of justice charges against the operator who just answered my call for reporting crime against Weaver Simmons, who's obstructing justice and paying off court clerks, lawyers, and communications officers.
And I just want to help you. I know I can understand you're very angry.
Yeah, well, trying to send somebody come and check on my mental health when I report crime is fucking criminal harassment. I want that.
So the officer that I'd like to transfer you to is actually on the phone. Can I just get your name and number and I'll have him call you back?
The officer you're sending to me?
There's a few on duty right now, but they're all occupied. So as soon as I can find one for you to speak to, I'll have them call you back.
Okay, and so in the meantime, can you pass me to your communications supervisor?
Sure. Okay, so do you want to start with the supervisor then?
Well, the communications supervisor, is that a member of the OPP or a member of...
No, we're not OPP, we're Sudbury Regional.
Exactly, so the operators that are answering work for who? For the city of... They work for the city of Sudbury or for the Sudbury Police Services?
It's same thing, the Sudbury Police Services, yes.
Okay, so basically, yeah, I'd like to make a complaint. This is ridiculous.
Well,
I'm being misled.
Just
yeah.
one moment, please.
Thank you. Fucking dummy.
Sudbury's biggest variety from the 90s till now. This is Ken.
Good afternoon.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi, I'd like to make a complaint.
Okay. Who am I speaking with?
Chantal Gelina?
How do you spell your last name, Chantal?
G-E-L-I-N-A-S.
N-A-N or S?
N-A-S.
Okay. Okay, and what is the complaint?
Basically, I called last week, and I was, I guess, misled by a dispatcher to call back during the week that an officer during the week would call me back. But I could have misheard. It could have been they wanted me to call back. So I called back today because I've been waiting since July 5th and nobody called me. So I've been patient and thinking, well, maybe I misheard because I am a little bit deaf. I have a disability.
Okay.
And so I called back today and I'm told that I could go online to make this report. And I said, oh, well, I thought this was, you know, you can only make, like, OPP has this, but you can only make, like, you know, general reports about things that are not in progress or, like, you know, breaking into vehicles. And she said that, she said that I could basically leave all my report there, that there's not, like, a limitation kind of thing. I asked her if I could upload some exhibits.
And it sorry, I'm just having trouble hearing you.
Sorry, it's somebody trying to call me a lot. Yeah.
Sorry, say that again?
So anyways, so I tried to go online to go make the report, and then I saw that no, I can't make it like that because it doesn't fall under the
like whatever the criteria are for reporting online. Okay, yeah.
And so anyways, I feel like I was being misled there. So I called back and I asked to make the same report. Now I believe it was the same clerk or caller who answered my last call, and she realized it was me. So I believe that she's also being bribed by Weaver Simmons. She's being bribed by the people that I'm trying to report. Okay. And she tells, so then as soon as I said that I wanted to make a report, and she realized that she couldn't get me to bypass basically that her trying to interference.
It sounds like you made the report, though, on July 5th, though. You said you called on July 5th and you understood that the complaint was taken?
No, I called on July 5th. I don't even think I was speaking with an officer. I think I was speaking with a dispatcher. They told me that an officer that would be best suited to deal with my complaint works 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, that he'd call me back. And I wrote the name somewhere on one of my pieces of paper. I just can't find it. And so I waited. I waited thinking this guy was going to call me back, this guy that I believe was another officer. But then the dispatcher said, well, you probably weren't talking to an officer. It was probably a dispatcher that told you that. So, okay, well.
Okay, do you remember what time approximately that you called that on July 5th?
On 5:59.
5:59 p.m.?
Yeah.
On July 5th? Okay, what's your phone number, Chantal?
It was 705-498-3969.
498-3969?
Yes.
Okay. And
so anyways, I tried to do everything she said. I waited for the call back. They never called me back. I called today. She told me I had to go online to go report it. I go online. I see I can't report. Online doesn't fall within the criteria. She lied to me. I call back. I try to make the report again. She realizes she can't get me to avoid, she can't, obstruct me from making this complaint. She decides that she says she's going to send some police officers to come and check on my mental health. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So she's sending Temiskaming officers to come and check on my mental health because I'm reporting a law firm, Weaver Simmons, who's obviously also bribing the Sudbury police who has, they have their offices right beside you guys. So this is not going to continue, okay? Weaver Simmons is bribing people. I have more than enough evidence of it. It's not a mental health issue. They paid off a court clerk to remove my court matter from the small claims court registry. I've got the full registry of all the 10 years. They wiped out my matter as if it never existed. I paid for court fees. It was a matter. I had it before the divisional court and everything. They paid off the court clerks in Sudbury to return my appeal that was put on the hearing list in the divisional court and tell me that I brought it to the wrong court. I'm a paralegal. I know the law. I had the Court of Appeal director, and I've got all these recordings.
Okay.
Court of Appeal.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Chantal.
I've got serious crime I want to report. These dispatchers are obstructing justice, and they're also running a police scanner, and they're informers for a criminal organization ran by Weaver Simmons, Lucia Mendoza, the Crown attorneys, who are using police scanners and turning on microphones and cameras in my house. That's also with the Ontario Police Review Director, OIRPD, LICA, and with the Human Rights Tribunal, with the Privacy Commissioner, and I've also sent it to CSIS, all this evidence. I've got 4 years of evidence of this crime of these dispatchers listening into my house through a police scanner.
Are you calling from Temiskaming right now, Chantal, or are you in Sudbury?
I'm reporting a crime in Sudbury today, and I don't appreciate the dispatchers trying to obstruct my right to make this report against a very prominent law firm who's committed insurance fraud, and all of this is evidence. I've got evidence, and I'd like to send it, and I want an investigation. Judicial bribery and bribery of court officials is serious.
Chantal, can I talk for a second? I've listened to you now. Can I speak for a minute?
What's your name again? Sorry. I forgot to take it.
My name is Andrea Savage.
I'm sorry, I'm taking that out on you, but I'm so pissed off. How do you spell your last name? Sorry?
What's that?
How do you spell your last name?
Yeah, last name is S-A-V-A-G-E.
G-E. Savage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I'm sorry, but your position is?
I can give you, I'm the manager of the Emergency Communication Center.
Okay.
For Greater Sudbury Police.
And now these dispatchers, they're not the same dispatchers that answer calls for OPP, are they?
No, they're not.
Okay. So yeah.
And I'll give you my extension that you can reach me on. Okay. You have our numbers 705-675-9171, right?
9171. Yeah.
Okay. So my extension is 2340.
2340.
Yeah, and all I'm going to ask is that you just give me a little bit of time today just to go back and look into these phone calls and your complaint, and I will call you back.
Yes, because if this is not resolved, and if any officers show up here to come and check on my mental health, then that communications clerk has definitely been bribed by Weaver Simmons. They're bribing, here's $50,000, just do this for me, and they're doing it. I've got more than enough evidence of this crime. Okay, this is
so Chantal,
very
I just want to
serious.
confirm your phone number, though, for when I call you back. It's 705-498-3969. That's correct?
See, I believe there's actually somebody here right now. Let me just check.
Okay, I'm just going to look into your complaint, and I will call you back, okay?
Thank you.
All right, you're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye-bye.
Hi there. Who is the sergeant at the Timiskaming detachment today?
Let's see. Oh, they don't have they don't have a sergeant. They just have somebody kind of as the officer in command, but he's not a sergeant. He's not a confirmed sergeant.
And what's his name?
What's his name?
Yeah.
Jason Joe.
Oh, so he's acting in command. Okay, yeah, I think
Correct.
Doug Dugan, when I emailed him, that's what his email said, if there was anything to contact Pijot. Okay, so I think Dugan's back on the 16th. I might just call back tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for calling the City of Greater Sudbury. Pour le menu en français, appuyez sur 8. Please stay on the line or press 0. Your call will be recorded. To hear our privacy collection notice, please press 9. If you know the extension of the person you wish to reach, please dial it now. To access
You are currently caller number 8, waiting to speak to a representative. The estimated hold time is currently 11 minutes. You are currently caller number 7, waiting to speak to a representative.
Weaver Simmons, eh?
You are currently caller number 6, waiting to speak to a representative.
Hello?
Hey, this is Chantal.
Who's this?
This is Constable Not KNOTT.
Constable who?
Not KNOTT. Just calling to do a wellness check. Make sure,
Yeah, actually the Sudbury Police is reviewing that little wellness check. I called to report a crime by Weaver Simmons, and the operator suggested that she sent officers to do a wellness check. And so the manager of communications at the Sudbury Police is currently investigating this dispatcher being bribed by Weaver Simmons to send you guys here. And if you guys show up here, I will file immediately a lawsuit for $2.5 million for criminal harassment. These are not mental health issues. Reporting bribery with evidence is a serious crime. And any person who wants to try to make this look like a mental health issue is going to get sued for genocide. And you're going to get charged. And I'm going right away. What's your badge number? What's your badge number? Pardon me?
168.
168.
57.
57. Now you can call manager Andrea Savage at the Sudbury Police at 705-9171, extension 2340. She's currently investigating this crime, hate crime against me that involves you now. So I would suggest you refrain from acting on a dispatcher's instructions to send you. I'm going right away on Lika to go file this complaint. You're indirectly going to be named, but if you don't show up here, I won't be making a complaint about you. Anybody from the Timiskaming detachment continues to criminally harass me for reporting crime and trying to make it look like a mental health issue, you'll be involved as aiding and abetting a serious crime against the administration of justice. I'm a licensed paralegal. I have the entire docket registry of the small claims court with my court matter wiped off of it. Okay, I've got recordings, I've got videos, okay, of a pay-for-justice scheme involving these court clerks, Weaver Simmons, and obviously now the dispatchers at the 911 Communication Center and at the Sudbury Police are being bribed to make everything I try to report look like a mental health issue. This is a serious fucking crime. I'm so disgusted. Anyways, you can call the manager at the communication center in Sudbury, and I would suggest you don't fucking show up here. I'm going straight on to Lika, and I'm going to make a report there, and every time this happens, every time from now moving forward, you can let everybody in your detachment know. I will be going on Lika to make a complaint and a human rights tribunal application at the same time.
I'll call you back, okay?
Pardon me?
I'm going to follow up with the Sudbury Police.
Yes, you do so, right now.
I'll call you back, okay? Please.
Hi there. I'd like to report a crime.
Sure. What city are you at?
Sudbury.
In the city?
No.
Okay, whereabouts?
Well, I live in Cobalt.
Okay, did the crime happen to you in Cobalt?
It happened when I just called to report crime at the 911 the communication center in Sudbury, which I thought were ran by the same people as the OPP, but I was told by the manager of communications they have their own. Yeah, so I was calling to report, and it's been 3 times now I called that detachment, and I guess I'm dealing with the same person who's answering my calls, and she's misleading justice. She's telling me I could go report these crimes online. I go online, I can't report it online. I call back. This will be the 3rd time. Then when she realizes, like, she can't deter me from making this complaint, which I have evidence of, she suggested she said, I'm going to send an officer to go check on your mental health. And the crime I'm reporting...
When did you do this? What number are you calling?
I was calling, well, right now, Andrea Savage, which is the manager of emergency of the communication center at the Sudbury Police. She's reviewing what just happened here. But I don't care what happens with her review. I want this communication operator that answered that call, who's not an officer, so I'm not going to go to Lika or make any kind of complaints there. She's an individual. She's employed at the Sudbury Police. She's not and she's not a police officer. And so she has dispatched on her own initiative officers to come and check on my mental health because I'm trying to report a crime by Weaver Simmons, a very influential law firm, who obviously has bribed this dispatcher to send cops to come and check my mental health. So I want her investigated and charged with bribery by Weaver Simmons.
Sorry, 1 second. Just so you know, if somebody that works for the Greater Sudbury Police, they can't send police to go check on you in court.
They did. An officer just called me to come and check on my mental health based on this fucking dispatcher sending them to me on her own initiative. I want her charged with obstruction of justice. Now! I'm not going to put up with these fucking crimes. These are hate crimes. I want charges against her now, and whatever officer doesn't want to charge her with that crime of sending officers to me and causing public mischief and anxiety. I suffer from extreme anxiety and post-traumatic stress of officers. She's been bribed by Weaver Simmons to send them here to come and try to make everything I am trying to report make it look like a mental health issue. They're fucking guilty as hell. I've got more than enough evidence of these crimes. I want to submit the evidence of these crimes today before something happens to me. And I want that fucking dispatcher charged with obstruction of justice immediately.
Okay, ma'am, just remember, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't work for Greater Sudbury, so don't...
I know, I'm taking it out on you. I'm just so fucking mad. It's been 3 times I've been trying to report this crime, and this dispatcher, she lied right to my face, obstructed justice, told me I could go online and go report at the Sudbury Police website. I said, well, that's funny because I said I don't think I could do that because the OPP has a similar thing, and you can only report like minor crimes that are not in progress and stuff like that. She says, no. She lied right to my face, and she said no, that I could report everything. I asked her if I could submit evidence. She said, yeah. I said, really? Sudbury Police has that? She says, yeah. And I said, and I'm going to get an occurrence report generated? She says, yes. And I said, okay, perfect. Well, that's great that Sudbury Police has that. I hang up the phone. I go on Sudbury Police. It's the same thing as the OPP. You know, they don't have any special considerations there. So I call back. As soon as she knew it was me calling back, she didn't even take my report. She didn't even know what the hell I was calling for. She knew it was me. I didn't even identify myself. I didn't even give her my fucking address. And then she said, you know what, how about I send some officers to go check on your mental health? I said, excuse me? I said, I'm calling to make a report. And she says, you're at 19 Watson Place? And then next thing you know, a fucking officer hurries up and calls me to check on my mental health. I want her charged. She has no right to send any officers to me.
So sorry, just so I'm understanding, there's an officer from Greater Sudbury that called you?
No, an officer. The Sudbury dispatcher called the Temiskaming detachment, and on her own initiative is sent an officer who just called me to come and check on my mental health to prevent me from making the report against Weaver Simmons.
Oh, sorry, you said you're at 19 Watson?
Oh my God.
No,
Don't send me an officer here, man. I'm going to have a fucking heart attack today if you guys continue to criminally harass me with this.
Man, I'm not doing anything. I'm trying to help you.
Don't send me an officer, but you have an officer call me. I want charges laid against that dispatcher who obstructed justice today.
Man, listen to me. I have no idea what officer called you. I have no idea what you're talking about.
The officer just called me is, I'm not even sure, but I basically threatened him not to come here and check on my mental health by a call of a dispatcher in Sudbury.
I'm trying to figure out which officer called you and to find out if somebody from GSPS called them, because that's not how this works.
That is how it works. I recorded the whole thing. You want the audio recording? I'm recording this right now, too. This is bullshit. That's why I record everything, not because I'm paranoid, because these people, it's always my word against theirs. Like, the dispatcher at the Sudbury Police, who's not a police officer, has no fucking right or authority or jurisdiction to call the OPP and send somebody to come and check on my mental health and not take my report. She's obstructing justice. I want her charged today. I am in OPP jurisdiction. She's a Sudbury city employee. She's getting charged. Nobody's coming here to check on my mental health, because if that's the case, then every officer and dispatcher who is involved with me today has been bribed by Weaver Simmons to, cover up a major pay-for-justice scheme. Okay? This law firm just committed insurance fraud against my daughter, made $250,000 pretending my child was an infant child living at her father's. She was 16 years old, and she was not living at her father's. But he made $250,000 off that. They paid a court clerk to wipe off from the small claims court registry, which notes all the actions that are filed and all the fees paid, okay? And it's all in consecutive numbers. I've got the registry of 5 years worth of the whole registry, all in consecutive numbers, okay? My file has been wiped off as if it was never filed, as if I never paid any fees, as if I never appealed at the divisional court. Then they went to the divisional court. They paid the court clerks to tell me, as a paralegal, that I filed my appeal in the wrong court and sent it back to me. I have recordings of me talking to the director of the Court of Appeal, telling those court clerks for an hour, arguing with them. It doesn't belong at the Court of Appeal, put it back on your registry. Then the Chief Justice got involved. They obstructed a complaint to the Chief Justice's office. The Chief Justices asked me for proof of the complaint. I sent them the fax confirmation. Then they disciplined the judge. They told him to fucking put my appeal back on the hearing list. That was in 2018. They still don't want to put it on. Then my dad's getting cremated at his funeral home. I'm trying to call in the Zoom for the court. It says, sorry, you've reached Doyle's funeral home. And it hangs up on me. Then on another instance, they were denying me the right to enter the court. And I'm a paralegal, and any member of the public can enter any public court.
They were lying to me, telling me that court only opened at 11, and the docket was before the court and was other proceedings. Then at 11, they refused to allow me in till 11. At 11, they were trying to obstruct me joining. I have recordings of all this. I would call the Zoom call. It would say, enter the meeting ID. If it was 1234, I entered 1234. My dial tone says 1234. It says the number you've entered, 976, doesn't exist. Please try again. And they were obstructing my right to enter the hearing so Weaver Simmons could have the claim struck. Then that didn't work. So these are all evidenced, like serious evidence I possess here. For this dispatcher, when I called there, she didn't even know who I was. She knew that it was me, obviously, that was calling back, and oh shit, she's calling back. I guess she realized she couldn't file her report online. I didn't obstruct justice, is basically what she got paid to obstruct justice and prevent the report taking of this. And so now she's sending cops to come and check on my mental health. This is not a mental health issue. And for OPP to abuse the Mental Health Act. The Mental Health Act is for people who wish to harm themselves or others. I've never once threatened to take my life. I would never fucking do that to my daughters, and my whole fucking family knows that. Like, I've been fucking gang raped. I've been fucking thrown in jail on frauds. I've been beaten up. If I would have wanted to commit suicide, I would have did it a long fucking time ago. I've never threatened to take my life, and I've never, ever threatened to harm other people. And I don't even leave my house. It's been 12 years I haven't left my house. I know absolutely fucking nobody. So anybody that's criminally harassing me in this justice system and the OPP and the Sudbury police are working together as one criminal organization, obviously. And so, like, I'm not impressed that every time I call the OPP to report crime, they go over the scanner, and I have 4 years of you guys doing your jobs, trying to protect you from this criminal organization at the same time, where these dispatchers who are working for this criminal organizations as informants will go over the air and report that everything I'm fucking complaining about is a mental health issue.
Right.
Right? Every time I give a legal notice to a claim to the OPP, they send fucking cops here with a mobile health crisis team to come and check on my mental health. I am fully entitled to give legal notice of a claim to the commissioner, to the government, to anybody. It's not a fucking mental health issue. It's my legal right, and it's your fucking notice of claim that in 60 days I'm suing you. I'm allowed to do that. If you're going to send mental health people here to come and check on my mental health, is an abuse of the Mental Health Act. It's discrimination. I suffer from a disability because I've been assaulted by 14 different fucking officers based on these people in the justice system making fraudulent allegations against me. I just spent 3 days in jail last year in segregation by these fucking Nazis who fabricated an event that I tried to kill the father of my child at a gas station. All I did was went to go get gas. The video proved that. But there was no investigation because they wanted to make an example out of me for reporting these types of crimes. So they threw me in jail for 3 days in segregation. Lori Lalonde strangled me until I passed out and pissed myself when the hospital refused to form me because that's what they fucking wanted. The doctor was smart and knew I was not suicidal or threatening to harm myself or others. He let me go. They arrested me on hearsay. They threw me in jail and they brought me there, and then they fucking slammed my head against the wall 5 times and I had a concussion. Now I suffer from a brain injury and hearing loss, and I'm waiting for the results of my MRI. Okay? And I've been struggling with this injury, with my deafness, for a long time now with you guys. And then cops hang up on me because they think I'm yelling at them, and I'm not. I'm just talking loud enough for me to be able to hear. And when I get anxiety or anything, my heart rate goes up, and I lose my hearing. Like, it feels like my head's going to explode. I've got a blood flow issue going on somewhere from being my head slammed against the wall by cops. So now I suffer from extreme anxiety of cops. And just the fact that somebody's sending them here or anything causes me severe, like right now, since I've had that call with her, she knows that this was going to result in this here, me having a panic attack. And now they're going to use that against me. Well, the manager of the Sudbury Police is reviewing the calls, and I'm sure she's going to agree with me that this dispatcher had no authority to call the OPP to check on my mental health. This is an abuse of the process. And I know that Sergeant Pijot is working today. And you can let everybody in your dispatch center know,
that among you, you've got criminal informants that work for the Hells Angels, okay? And that's not a joke. And they run the fucking police scanner. So they're listening into my house by turning on my mic and my cam, and it's a spyware crime. And that's been reported to OIRPD, which is currently being investigated. So these people are getting fucking nervous that they're going to get caught. So they're grasping at straws to try to make me look crazy. Well, find me one thing I did that fucking makes me crazy, other than try to defend myself from people trying to put me in a hospital for reporting their crimes. This is getting sick. It's very sick. Okay? So if the officers that are involved in this show up here for my mental health, there's going to be a serious fucking issue. So I want those that I'm calling today. I want that clerk, that dispatcher charged with criminal harassment, public mischief, and obstruction of justice. I want her charged for all those charges. They're criminal code offenses. If the OPP does not want to charge them, then I want the name of the officer, his badge number. I'm going straight to Lika. I've got the page open right now. I'm going to go file a complaint for failing to fucking charge people who are committing hate crimes against me. And I'm going to go straight to the Human Rights Tribunal, and I'm going to file an application there. Then I'm going to go to the court, and I'm going to file a fucking lawsuit for $2.5 million for genocide against my family. I am Indigenous, I'm Jewish, and I suffer from a disability. I don't suffer from a mental health issue like schizophrenia or anything like that. I suffer from the effects of being assaulted by 12 cops, having my children apprehended and fraudulent allegation, being assaulted there, and being thrown in jail on a false allegation and being assaulted there. I deal with extreme fucking post-traumatic stress from that. And anytime I see, like, even an officer in a uniform, I start to fucking sweat and get anxiety. It's uncontrollable. I can't control it. Sometimes when I'm driving, if I see a fucking OPP car coming towards me, I get so much anxiety, I have to pull over. You know? So the fact that I'm calling there to, all calmly today, to report a crime, I'm not displaying any signs of mental health issues or that I want to hurt myself or others, and she decides she's going to dispatch cops to come and check on me, she's obviously been bribed by Weaver Simmons to do that. I want her fucking charged and investigated for any fucking communication with that fucking law firm. And I don't give a fuck if they're influential and they're a multi-million-dollar law firm and they're top fucking citizens. They're criminally harassing me, they're bribing fucking court clerks. I got more than enough evidence of it. I want to submit that today, and I want these fucking people charged. I'm not going to put up with this. This is fucking bullshit. Yeah.
If you want that person charged by the OPP, then the OPP will have to call you.
The OPP...
Find out some details of what happened during that call with her.
The OPP can call me, but like I said, I'm suffering from such anxiety right now of just the fact that she succeeded in having a cop call me to check on my mental health that I really don't trust opening the door to anybody.
Right.
Like,
no,
I fear for my safety, okay, from cops now who are being misled by people. Like, this is, it's putting my life, liberty, and security of my person at risk, and Tom Carrick is going to get fucking liable for this. I've warned him time and time again of this group, okay? And
that's why I'm asking you, do you want an officer to call you about what happened with GSBS?
I am,
because they're going to have to, if you want them to investigate that, then they have to call you and get some details, right? But I know
I want a sergeant. I tried to call earlier today to speak with a sergeant about a kind of like a related matter with Luke Johnson and other people that I've called to make reports of crimes of that nobody's called me back for. So that's a denial of a police service, you know, and they
might be busy on calls.
Well, like when I called earlier, they said there was no sergeant at that dispatch. At that attachment today, and that Jason...
The one that I mentioned, he's not a sergeant, so they weren't lying.
Yeah, so anyways, so I'm thinking it'd probably be best that you assign this to the sergeant that's working after 6, like I guess he goes on shift after 6, to get him to call me, or I can call back at 6, because obviously Peugeot, who's acting right now, is the one sending these cops. Like, what basis did they have to send a cop here on my mental health, on this dispatcher's call? Like, what the hell is up with this?
Well, we can definitely, if you wanted to call back after 6 when the night shift crew is in, I'm assuming they're probably going to have a sergeant, a classified
So I want you to create an occurrence number right now about this report and then give it to me, and then I'm going to call back, and then I'm going to speak to the sergeant, and then he could look over what I'm talking about, and then we could go forward.
Okay. So what's your address? You said
19 Watson Place in Cobalt.
And what's your name?
Chantal Janina. I'm sorry I take it out on you guys all the time. You guys deal with a lot of shit, I know.
And what's your date of birth, Chantal?
April 27th, 1976.
And phone number for you?
705-498-3969.
3969?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm gonna go, and so yeah, so I'm gonna go on the scanner and go listen to what they have to say about me over the scanner now, because you take the call, but then what's dispatched later doesn't show up the same. It's going to be something along the lines of, oh, she's calling to report something that's already been reported, or she's calling about something and it's a mental health issue, or she's whatever. It's always about that I'm fucking suffering from mental health issues. That's what goes over the scanner. That's what the Hells Angels like, and then they go get paid. So, yeah, I know a lot more about this little criminal organization you guys think. Why do you think I listened to you guys for 4 years and record everything? I'm here to protect you guys, you know. So anyways, you won't find any other volunteer who's volunteered as many hours as I have to the fucking OPP and the dispatch center. To be treated like this, like, is fucking unreal.
Okay, I'll put a call in, and then we'll have a night shift. Hopefully they'll have a sergeant on duty. That's a classified sergeant, and then hopefully can...
Okay, so what's the occurrence number? Okay? What's the occurrence number for this little call here?
I'm just about to put all your details in, so I haven't fully had that occurrence number right now, but
okay.
If you want to give me 2 minutes and just be patient, I'll put all this in and I'll give it to you, okay?
Thank you.
You don't want anybody to attend your house, just a phone call from a sergeant?
Yeah, because like I said, I deal with so much anxiety that like I'm almost like I can't even talk or...
Okay,
you know,
well, that's fine. I'll just add that into the call. You just want a phone call from them.
It's sad. Like, I try to control it, but I can't. It's trauma. Like, it's like a, you know, a soldier that goes to war and sees all kinds of things and then is traumatized. I'm the same way. I've gone to war with these fucking people and they've committed genocide against me, and I suffer from the effects of these police brutality that occurred because of these people committing fraud. And it's just fraud after fraud on my character, and I don't even leave my house. I don't talk to anybody, and like, I don't know how everybody could know that I'm crazy. What the fuck am I doing outside of my house that's crazy? You must be listening to me inside my house talking to you guys, like, kind of thing. That's the basically what's going on, is they're scared of getting caught with their crimes because I have more than enough evidence of it. So the only way that they could try to get it off on is to try to throw me in jail or try to make me look crazy and put me in a hospital. And this tactic is pretty serious. It's a threat to my life, liberty, and security of my person, and it gives me fear of even calling police to report crime. It's like they're trying to send the message that if I continue to report them, that they're going to fucking take care of me. And I've been getting threats online that they've already tried to take my life. I've got videos of that with a man with a taser. I wouldn't be here if my dog didn't wake me up that day. You know, there's a lot of things that have happened to me that's not mental health issues. I've got videos of this, of everything I say that comes out of my mouth is attached to a piece of evidence that they're consistently trying to hack. You know.
I got the event number for you here, Chantal.
Okay, go ahead.
240-922. 169.
169.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'll wait for the call back, I guess. Do I have to call back, or are you going to put a note in the file that sergeant calls me back?
Well, I put the call for service here and wanting a sergeant from night shift to follow up with you.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I'd say maybe wait till 7 if you don't hear from one.
Okay.
Just call back. Like, it depends what's going on.
Yeah, there could be a lot of emergencies. Yeah, I understand. I listen to how hard these guys work every day, so I'm your biggest fan. All right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.